salt-laden sea. How much of all your salt is tears of Portugal? For us to cross you, how many sons have kept vigil in vain and others wept? Lived as old maids, how many brides to be till death, that you might be ours, sea? Was it worthwhile? It is worthwhile, all, if the soul is not small.
Portugal is the westernmost country in mainland Europe, bordered to the west and south by the Atlantic Ocean, and to the north and east by Spain. Portugal's territory also includes the Atlantic archipelagos of the Açores and Madeira. Lisbon is the capital and largest city. Our country was named after the small seaport Portuguese Colonies, located at the Atlantic coast at the mouth of Douro River. This kingdom, planted by the sea, grew up in a close relationship with the ocean due to many natural harbors used by sailors and fishermen. Portuguese history is profoundly related to the ocean. Fishing and collecting sea salt were very important economic activities since former times. People live mostly from agriculture, but also from fishing and producing salt to sell to other countries. During the long Middle Ages, trades were very active, using rivers and mainly the ocean to exchange the goods from here to the north of Europe. Portugal used to export salt, fish, wine, olive oil, leather, and dry fruits, always using the sea as the main road to communicate with other regions.
We Portuguese people have all we need in this small space as long as we have the largest portion of the Atlantic coast in Iberian Peninsula. This is what allowed us to become the front runners in the age of discovery and European expedition years. At the beginning of the 15th century, Portugal took a big step towards world organization by facing the ocean and fighting the unknown. Portuguese navigators developed new navigation tools and a ship that was able to sail against the winds, the Portuguese caravel. This boat helped them discover new seas, lands, products, and meet new people. We started to open the first door by going farther than Bujador Cape. At the beginning of the 15th century, the world known by Europeans was quite small. But in 1434, Zilege, a Portuguese sailor, passed for the first time the Bujador Cape located in the African west coast. From there, Portuguese sailors started to explore the world beyond Bujador Cape. At the time, sailors were afraid of the murky, unknown sea full with monsters and terrified beings. They also thought the earth was plain, and those who researched the edge would fall into the abyss of the unknown. Portuguese advanced on their journeys. The small world known on the 14th century became wider and closer.
In the African coast, Portuguese with special attention to the Captain Zilege and Africans met for the first time and started to trade. In 1488, Bartolomeu Dias went through Cape of Tormentas after so many years of battling and loss of so many lives. For that same reason, the Portuguese king João II changed the name of the cape and named it as Cape of Good Hope. Treaty of Tordesilhas was signed in 1494. With Colombo coming back from Spain, Portugal was worried that its budding colonial aspirations were doomed. After a long talk with the Pope, they agreed to visit the club for ease of empire building. Spain and Portugal both got the freedom to claim any non-European land west and east of a specified line respectively. The king prepared a new fleet to send to India and chose Vasco da Gama as the captain of it. In 1498, they arrived to the city of Calicut in India, full of pride as they were the first European to get to India by the sea. It was a huge accomplishment. We benefited a lot with trades in India.
2 years later, in 1500s, a Portuguese fleet bound for India, commanded by Pedro Álvares Cabral, got blown off course to discover, to everyone's surprise, a substantial landmass, Brazil. Oh, lucky day! Portugal named it after the abundant supply of reddish-orange Brazil wood trees, which were later used for dyes, among other things. Portuguese sailors were very welcome by the Brazilian Indians. We had made a very special connection. Magalhães, a Portuguese navigator, made another great discovery to the world. He found a canal to go through the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, which was unknown by Europeans at the time. The canal was named after the navigator Strait of Magalhães. Magalhães was the first European crossing Earth's biggest ocean. He found it very calm. compared to the Atlantic with all its storms. So he named this ocean as Pacific Ocean. With this trip, it was proved Earth is round and that it was possible to sail all around the planet.
From the early 15th to the 17th centuries, Portuguese seafarers ruled the waves, launching an European age of discovery. This led us to a vast trading empire that stretched from Africa and the Arabian Peninsula to South America and the Caribbean. Nowadays, our old colonies are independent countries, even though Portugal still keeps a close friendly relationship with all of them. At the beginning of the 21st century, a significant part of the population in Lisbon were immigrants from Angola, Mozambique, and Brazil, the old Portuguese colonies. All these people arrived in Portugal crossing the same ocean that Portuguese sailors crossed 500 years ago. Crossing the seas increased Portuguese communication with several continents: Europe, America, Africa, and Asia. The exchange of goods, knowledge, and cultures played a crucial role for the globalization process. Therefore, Portuguese people and culture were influenced by all of those cultures we've been in touch with. Although our land surface may seem small, Portugal consists of 97% of water. This large sea exclusive zone plays a huge role in our economy. With the evolution of Portugal, we can see how connected we are to the ocean. The sea was and is an important part of us. Let's let the sea connect us all.